Almost Shabbat Shalom. Sing what you speak, sing everything you say, sing everything you say to you and to me. Almost Shabbat Shalom, almost Shabbat Shalom. Well, I felt like pulling the guitar out and to say to me and to say to you, how do we sing our voice? How do we say? How do we sing? It's the how. And if you say, I don't want, I am afraid to do that, the feeling of the fear is bigger than the action itself. It's bigger than the action itself. 'Cause when you started, it's so flowing. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Wow, that was fun. So, hello everyone. Hello everyone who is not here, but here later and here now. And almost Shabbat Shalom. Today, well, I don't know, it just feels really nice. Really nice. Sitting here at my guitar, played a little bit in the beginning. So if you're just joining, you can rewind, and if you feel like it. I felt like it, so there it went. And so let me get this thing out. No, that's better. And so, yeah, this week has been ooh, wavy here and wavy there, all kind of waves. A lot of things are going on. Energetic combustions, if you will. Energetic combustions, like shifting waves going in, going out. There were a lot of things that actually tie into what I want to share with you today. So there were a lot of okay. What I want to talk about today and to share with you is the kind of opposite of things, right? Peace. And the opposite of it, actually, as the way I see that, is jealousy. Yes, we can say war, we can say, but let's look at the cause rather than the outcome, right? So peace, in a way, could also be an outcome, right? But it's also, peace is one of those words and one of those states that it's also an outcome and also a cause, like a root. So peace is also the root and also a state. So I'm in a state of peace, and that can come from gratitude. It can come from pretty much gratitude, and the lack of doing certain things. For example, in jealousy, which is an outcome of having an evil eye for somebody. And when I say evil eye, I'm talking about jealousy, the unhappiness within. The unhappiness within will eventually lead to jealousy, bitterness, not letting go. And letting go can be a slew of things. Letting go if somebody said something. If somebody said something that didn't sit right with you for whatever reason. Shabbat Shalom, Chuck. You missed some, I felt going in today with expressing the voice. And really, so I started with guitar playing and just improvising. And thank you for this reminder, for showing up, because I wanted to talk about the playing that I did a little bit, and that's the voice. That's how do we give a voice to our words? How do we give music to our words? This is a tool that I want to talk about later, how to deal with situations that are happening, whether we are in a little scarcity mode, or if we're going through some kind of situation. How do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? Let me see, just make sure that everybody's here. Yeah. How do we deal with this situation? How do we actually physically move ourselves out of a situation? And that's why I started with the music and actually singing everything that we speak. And just allowing the voice to express. As we continue, suddenly our voice gets a color, becomes more intentional, and it brings to peace. That's one of the ways to come into peace. But back to the jealousy part. When somebody is not happy with where they are, when somebody is not grateful for what they have, when somebody continues to look at what the other person have and I don't have, it automatically creates this bubbling effect. And this bubbling effect is causing the person to continue and be jealous. And now the sages are saying when somebody is jealous, the eye moves away from just receiving. It becomes a transmitter. And it transmits these waves of frequencies, these waves of energy, that actually it's like a negative energy, a negative intention on the person that is being watched. And I had that this week, and it was quite scary at first, but very fast. It became very fascinating to see how everything was flowing and how I got released to it before getting attached to that. And so that is a very very fluid. And the other person who originates, that energy originates from, many times are not aware of what they're doing or what their actions or their subconscious actions, because of them being unhappy or them because they are in a down state, they're not aware that that is the energy that they emit. So peace and jealousy, really opposite of things. Now in Judaism, one of the main things is advocating for peace. And peace is not only, oh, let's have peace between the countries. Yes, that is as well. I mean, Israel is, we don't have a jihad. We don't have any of that to do something purposefully to somebody else. I don't want this to drag into a political, but it is a statement to encapsulate not just the state, but also the faith. Okay. And so peace is a big thing. But it's not only peace between people. It's here, peace within ourselves, peace with how am I with myself? How am I seeing myself? How do I sing what I say? Am I in song? Am I in concert? Concert is meaning to it's like 4 4s. It's a musical term, so it's not like I'm going to a concert, but I am in concert, not in a concert. And so, am I in concert? Am I in peace with myself? And when I'm in peace with myself, it comes out. It comes out, and then my voice has a different color to it. My intentions are clearer, and my intentions come from a place of kindness. And so this portion is dealing with peace, is dealing with the lack of jealousy, and deals also with priesthood, the high priests, Kohanim. And in Judaism, priests are the pure breed, so to speak, or pure bred. Like priests cannot, Kohanim, they cannot marry a widow or a divorcee. They cannot go to funerals unless it's their own close first in line family. So it talks about how the priest and the clothing of the priest is, and the priest had this palette of 12 special stones, specific stones that would be like the light would flicker out of that plate, almost like, think about like a kaleidoscope. It's like, you see things in different jagged ways, in different ways. This is how it will be. Now, so in this portion, it's talking about Aaron, right? Aaron was brother of Moses. He was the oldest brother, and he's the high priest. He's the high priest. But Aaron actually was a Levi. Aaron got promoted. Aaron got promoted to be a priest. So how does somebody can promote it? I mean, it's not like, it's not like office, hey, you got a job, good, you did a good job, good, you get a raise. It's not a physical thing. So what spiritual act or spiritual understanding or spiritual practice did Aaron achieve to receive this raise or this ascension? It's a spiritual ascension. In the beginning of books of Shemot, Genesis, Shemot, names, I forgot the name in English. Shemot, Moses, when he was chosen to be the one who will be delivering the Israelites, He was afraid that Aaron, his older brother, will be jealous of him. Will be jealous of him that he received it, and Aaron kind of was skipped over, and Moses got the job to do that. But what happened is that Aaron actually was happy for Moses. Aaron was happy for his younger brother. Now he wasn't only happy on the outside, but the sages are saying that belev libo, he was internally happy for his brother, genuinely. Now, when we're talking about genuinely, we're talking about happiness and jealousy. Where does jealousy stems from? You can see somebody says, "Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, yeah." And inside is like, "Hey, not that I wanted that. Why do you have..." I'm trying still to figure out how you can do this and this and this so I can get this and this and that. On the outside, yeah, I'm happy. But inside, there is this this kind of, So that's not genuinely, and that leads to jealousy, that leads to bitterness, that leads to self-doubt, that leads to a lot of things that are not on the good side of progression for ourselves, for our own journey, right? But we all go through that, we all go through the same emotions. We all have the same feelings. Just we go through them in a different time with different stories and different intensities and different angles and different, So there was no jealousy from Aaron, and that is the only thing that is what granted him the priesthood. So what we are seeing here, that when there is no jealousy and there is actual caring for the other person, there is an ascension. Sages are saying, הכעס, הקנאה והגאווה מוציאים את האדם מהעולם. Anger, jealousy, and pride removes the person from the world, is actually taking the person out of this world. I mean, I'm here, right? I mean, we're here. We're going through this, all these emotions and all these but we are the world, right? We are the world. No, not that kind of, but that too. But we are the world. The Kabbalah says, each one should look at ourselves as if the world was created for them. And I say, but it's not only about you, right? Learn it the hard way. But we are the world. The constellations. I did once. At one point, Harvard was my client for IT management and supporting systems and all this. And I was supporting this department, this innovative computing department, that they were working on matching and researching the galaxies to the internal organs of our body, because our internal constellation is a miniature of the entire universe. The distances between planets, the Milky Way, are all in us. We are all a replica, a mini replica of the galaxies, of the universe, of the entire thing. Right? We have seasons in our body. So when if I get too much off, then then I'm in the desert and there are no signs street to go back where I was in. So I want to make sure that. So hakas, the anger, jealousy, and pride removes us from the world. What does that mean? When we get angry, what happens? Our blood rushes to our head, and some people everybody reacts differently to anger. First of all, not everybody express anger, and that can be a whole lot of traumas, why you express anger or why you not express anger, and how you express anger based on childhood events, traumatic experiences, and so forth. Nevertheless, when we experience anger, those who are suppressing their anger are actually going to be removed extra from the world, because they suppress it. And when you suppress something, it's just going to blow up stronger and bigger. So, got my water, got my coffee. So, when what happens when we get angry? Our blood rushes to our head. We kind of for a second lose sense of where we are. I mean, it's like an amok. It's like it's like a jaw lock of a dog or of a bull terrier. You know, it's like a jaw lock. We come into a jaw lock, and that state removes us from our center, removes us from our peace, our peaceful state. Like I talked in the beginning, our peaceful state. So peaceful is also an outcome, but it's also a source. It's also where it stems from. So the cause, the anger, jealousy removes us from the world, because when we are jealous, our eyes transmit. Our eyes transmit energy. It transmits energy that affects the person who is receiving it and affects us, because now we are becoming entangled in an energetic spiral that is affecting our judgment, just like with anger is affecting our judgment. Same thing with pride. Pride also, look at me. Oh, I'm Sandra D. Look at me. I am this. I have that. I have all this kind of thing. Takes me out of my center. Where does it put me? In a false reality. Put you in a false reality. Put you in a place where it is not you. It is the other side of you. It's like the other side of the moon, right? The dark side of the moon. It's the dark side of ourselves. It puts us, the anger, jealousy, and pride puts us in the dark side of ourselves. And then if we're not paying attention, we get sucked into it, and only not good things can come out of it, because it affects us, which affects those who are around us. Now, as far as jealousy, I've experienced this week a strong energy of jealousy towards me, and that affected. I start seeing how things are being affected. Now, it took me a minute to catch myself where stuff is coming from, but it came, and the experience that I had was like a pool from here, from the crown. It was like a pool, and I did a few things and a few rituals and a few words and a few prayers to remove that, and cleansing and understanding. Here's the thing: understanding where things come from is also a ritual, is also a way of ritualistic release. When you understand something, you know how sometimes did you have the experience of like, man, I really would like to know how that person is doing that, or how that thing works, because magic, okay, that's the best example. We're looking at a stage at a magician. He's not a magician really, he's an illusionarist. It's an illusion, it's an effect, illusion effect. And we're like, how did he cut this person in half? How did he cut this woman in half on the table? You know, we want to know how it is. The minute we know how it is and how it's done, it's not magic anymore. It's not wow effect. When we understand something, we lose that wow effect. Sometimes it's not great to understand everything, because we want to keep that wow effect sometimes. You know, it's exciting not to know something, but when it's when it's good for us. But when something happens, you have dreams. I had dreams the night before of things that are happening. It was very upsetting dreams. At first, coming out of the dream was, a little disorienting, but right away it was starting to slowly get clarity and be clear. And then within less than a day, it was just understood. And that automatically dissipated the whole effect of that energy. That person is not even aware of that. So jealousy removes us from this world. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevorach, Yafa, Facebook user, Chuck Rosenthal, thank you. I don't know who this Facebook user is. Maybe it's Instagram, but I don't know. I can't tell. So, anyway. So, ga'ava, anger, jealousy, and pride removes us from this world. So Aaron was the highest priest. And in the beginning of Shemot, Moses was afraid that Aaron would be jealous of him. But Aaron was the older brother. He was happy. He was happy for Moses. He was genuinely happy. He was externally happy and internally happy. And that was gave him the right, the privilege of being promoted to be a high priest, right? And so now it's the other way around. So now Moses is really happy for his older brother because his older brother is the high priest. Moses, everybody has our journey. Everybody has the journey, and everything is connected. We're all connected. And if somebody is going through something. Moses was chosen to be the deliverer. And he had a tough speech. He couldn't pronounce any letter with any word with the letter P. He couldn't pronounce because his lips were separated. It is said that when he was a baby and he was drawn from the Nile, by the daughter of Pharaoh. And he was sitting on Pharaoh's lap, and they told him, this is a boy. He told all the boys to be casted away, but he's dangerous. So they said, let's give this baby a test. They put a bucket of gold and a bucket of hot coal in front of the baby. And they said, if he goes for the gold, Pharaoh, this baby is going to oust you. You better kill him because he's going for the crown, for the gold. And Moses, as a baby, was going to go for the gold, and he says that an angel came and moved Moses' hands to the hot coal, and he took the hot coal and he burned himself, and that's how so they said, this is a stupid baby, we're letting him live. So he could not pronounce that, and he could not speak very well. That is specifically the reason why Moses was chosen, because, it played into his own journey, that he will be chosen to be the deliverer. Why Aaron wasn't chosen? Aaron was older already. The command to kill all the babies were given when Moses was a baby. So Aaron was already older boy. They weren't going to kill him. They kill all the newborns. And so the events are playing into the journey of each person, and they entwine, and they're going like this and but it's all connected. That happened because this had to happen, and that had to happen, and this had to happen, and this, and now I'm entangled. It's all connected, right? So Moses is happy now for Aaron, and that brings peace, and the peace. When we are in peace, we are in harmony. We are in peace. We're not doubting ourselves. When we choose something, we choose it. And how do we know if we're choosing something right? How do we know if we're choosing something, when I say right, is right for us? How do I know that I'm choosing right for me? Okay? And here's the thing. Connect. This is the work that when I work with people on manifestation, this is the thing to recognize. We connect, first of all, to how did we feel, the initial feeling of the body. The initial feeling, you walk into a place, you meet somebody new. What is your initial feeling? Not what you think about what you felt. The initial, the instinct, the boom. That is your guide. Everything after that, is your mind. So your body is your guide. And when we think about it later, the mind is my pride. So the peace, not the peace is what brings harmony. And when we are in peace, everything is in concert. So now, here's something else that I want to bring into this equation. It is not only, now, how do we practice spiritual here in this world? Through the physical. Through our bodies, through physical actions. that elevate certain things to have spiritual meaning. For example, tefillin, right? The stripes that I put on my hand, somebody else has a candle, somebody else has a certain memory of somebody. There is a spiritual meaning for everything. So by using physical garments or physical things, I invoke spiritual meaning and spiritual importance through it. Just like our bodies, right? Our body is the world. We are the world. Literally, we are the world. So our body, my body, is a physical kli, is a physical a tool, a physical instrument, a physical instrument to inhabit and deliver spirituality. So food. What food do I put inside me? Yes, the spiritual food, yes. But let's talk about food. What am I putting into my body? What kind of food I'm putting into my body? And we're living in a time where almost nothing, or almost everything, actually, so I think better to say that, almost everything is nothing. Almost everything is nothing. Meat is today done without any ingredients from real meat. Food is being engineered. Everything is engineered. So what do we put in our body now? If we go to the initial subject of how the separation between us and the divine happened, because in the beginning it says in Genesis, Adam and Eve walked with God. It like colleagues, not colleagues, but walked with, not in front, not behind, walked with. What caused the separation? An apple, well, a fruit, because it says that actually the original fruit wasn't an apple, but was a pomegranate. It's interesting. It's pomegranate is the original fruit. And pomegranate is also the fruit of King Solomon, because it's wisdom and knowledge. So what caused the separation? The food. The food that was so spiritual, because everything has, in Judaism, food is very important. Because through the food, I experience and I invoke and I bring spirituality into the food and elevating the food, and then we consume it. So it's like a cycle of consumption, a cycle of spiritual consumption through physical manifestation. So it's I take the fruit, I take the apple, I bless the apple. What happens when I bless the apple? I give blessing, I say thank you, and I bless the apple. The energy of the apple upgrades, gets an upgrade. The energy of the fruit gets an upgrade, and then I consume it. As an example, let's take the experiences of water of Professor Emoto, right? When you speak positive to the particles of water, what happens? The water has a perfectly orchestrated geometrical shapes. And when you speak to it nasty and don't say anything, it's just a brown splat. So let's bring it to the food. When we bless the food, when I bless the food, I elevate the spiritual embodiment of that fruit within that fruit. And then I consume it. So food actually was what caused us the separation. Therefore, food is what will cause us and causes us to reconnect. So what do we bring inside? What do we put inside? So it is important to start to, and if you haven't been doing so and you're doing so, what do we put inside our body as far as food? What do we eat? How do we digest? What do we take? Yes, organic, non-organic, plant. It's not a 1 minute subject, as you all know, but it's something to start to look at, to start diving into. There are many tools, there are many ways. One thing, before we start feeling things, we need to cleanse things, to let things just dissipate, so the old system can dissipate, right? So the old system can go away, so we can bring in so we can bring in clean material. If I'm starting to eat something and now I want to eat healthy, but now I'm also eating not, the system is not clean. So cleansing could be done through fasting, through a lot of way of cleansing, a lot of things about how to cleanse our physical body so the spiritual can come through it in a cleaner fashion, and our channels are cleaner. We can receive messages in a cleaner, concise, and actually beautiful ways. So and then once you cleanse, you can start refilling with good food, and not just good food. It's not what we eat. It's the how. It's not what we say, right? It's how we say it. The power of our voice. In the beginning, I started with the guitar, and how am I letting my voice express itself? One of the things that I said earlier that I will talk about is how do we get out of a rut when we are in a rut? When something doesn't work, something bothers me, somebody said something, somebody didn't say something. Start singing your concerns. Start singing it. Sing it. Let's sing what bothers. You sing what bothers. I don't know what happened last night, but it started hurting in my head. It felt like it was pulling and pulling and pulling through our crown. Oh, and I can't, it's just sing. And then what happens is the voice starts shifting. And what is that voice that starts shifting? It's the voice of our soul. It's the voice inside, the voice that expresses. And it just takes shapes. It takes shape to how do we express. It's not what I say, it's how I say it. So, all right. So eating, not just eating, how, but the blessing that I say on the food. It doesn't matter how you bless. There's no only one way of blessing. I do it this way, you do it this way. Right? You bless the food, you look at the food, you give it blessing, you give it being thankful for it, and you allow the energy of the fruit to expand and to grow. And so this is really great. I mean, I'm really grateful for this. I'm really grateful for this time of the week that I can come and sit here with you and just don't have to do anything. Just allow things to flow. Just allow things to come out, and be confident and be happy and grateful for everything that is happening. That will help avoiding the anger, the jealousy, the pride. The gratitude will definitely diffuse pride. Gratitude definitely diffuses pride. Gratitude also diffuses anger. Gratitude also definitely diffuses jealousy. You know, the thing with jealousy is what people are jealous about. That person who I was telling you about that had this energy towards, what it was jealous about, was jealous about the outcome. The outcome. Now, I saw that because I was in that place. I saw that, but it's just about the outcome. This is many times what happens. We're jealous. If we're jealous about an outcome of a person's expression. We don't know what that person went through to be there. We don't know how he went to be there. We don't know what preceded the 50 years or 40 years of the person being there. We just look at the outcome and we say, oh, I want to figure out how you're doing it. But your journey is different. Your journey is different. Your journey doesn't call for A, B, C, like what I'm experiencing. Just like my journey doesn't call for what you're experiencing. An ox is not going to laugh at a bird that it doesn't have muscles. Because he's an ox, it's a bird. The bird is not going to laugh at an ox and say, oh, you dumb big fat thing, you can't fly. It's an ox. That's, you know? And to take it further, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. We have two genders. That's it. Okay, set with that. Can't laugh at one or want this because. So that eliminates that can eliminate the jealousy. That will eliminate jealousy, because once we understand, remember the understanding, when I told you about understanding a certain thing that happens, or somebody's putting a spell on you, or somebody, or magic, you start understanding, the magic goes away. Once you understand on a root level that this is not your journey, and there is nothing to be jealous about somebody else because they have it, because that's not your journey. It's just, you went like this, they went like that, and it just doesn't work. Then jealousy stops. And jealousy comes many times, if not all the time, from bitterness, self-doubt, not happy with what's going on for you. Be happy. All right, I think I've brought everything that I feel needed to come forward. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Litraot, Shalom, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.